Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here, and welcome to your video session today, your Matrix Energetics and Beyond session. So this morning I was thinking about my father-in-law, late father-in-law, Tom, and he used to wake up and he stayed with us for about 100 plus days, building out this house and fixing things up. He did some amazing things to make this house where we could live in it. And he would wake up whistling when he worked, and he just looked forward to planning it all out and doing work. And then one of the things he did was he built a big beautiful garage for Jen's uncle. So back in Ohio, and Jen's uncle loved to do and still loves to do building cars, fixing up cars, all sorts of race cars and different sorts of cars, and he just loves getting up and doing that for his day. So Tom helped build that big beautiful garage, mostly built it himself. So, you know, there's timelines, I guess you could say, or deadlines. You know, there's a thing where we kind of put it out of our minds a lot, right? You know, that we don't have all the time in the world completely. There's going to be a time when we're not here, you know, death. And so there's a deadline. And so, you know, you've heard probably the idea of like to live each day as if it might be your last, because it actually, there will be a time when it is your last. And so there's also the idea of doing things in a spiritual way. Like, you know, the movie The Secret, or when you think of Eckhart Tolle, the idea of just meditating or visualizing or using your mindset or spirit to manifest things in your life, to make things happen, to get more money, to have certain lives that you want, to get stuff. And what I've noticed with that is there's a tendency to sometimes think like you just want it to come to you, kind of like the lotto. You know, you don't want to work for it sometimes. It's like it'd be nice to get something just given to us. But when Tom, you know, would wake up and do his work to build out this house, or to help other people build out their house, or when Jen's uncle would wakes up to go build his cars and stuff, that's part of the fun, right? You know, if somebody were just to, if Tom would have just had somebody magically do it all for him and he could sit around, might not be as much fun. And with Jen's uncle, he loves getting up in the morning and spending the whole day building out his cars in his garage. And if it was just somebody just gave him a bunch of cars that had already been built out and they were already there for him, would that be quite the same? So when I woke up this morning, I was thinking, okay, you know, thank you for this day. This is a really cool day. I get an extra day of life, because there's going to be a time when I don't. And I get to do really cool stuff today. And part of my stuff is this, making these videos, and some could call it marketing, you know, and helping people find out about this work and doing all sorts of stuff. And would it be the same if somebody just gave me a whole bunch of cash and said, Ralph, you can just do your spiritual meditation stuff and you don't have to worry about making money? So today's session, what I'm noticing for us all is a real knowing that there is a deadline. There is a time when we won't be here. And if you were to do stuff that was really cool today, your version of building a house or building out cars, if you were to do what you're here to do today and have fun doing all that work, what would you feel? What would that be like? Because the flip side of that is not doing it and waiting for it to be given to you, to us, to you, to me. You know, just thinking it's going to magically appear and then wondering why it hasn't, or judging that. So I feel like this life here is kind of like where the rubber meets the road, you know? Like there's the spiritual realms and there's the physical realms, and where you're doing what you love to do, and you're even persisting through all the trials and tribulations and obstacles and getting some real work done on your way towards your goal of what you really want, and enjoying every process, you know, like building the house, building the cars. Where the rubber meets the road, there's something magical about that. So here's your session. We're going to put all of that in a container for you as you live today as it really could be your last day. And you're going to do really cool stuff today. It makes a difference. Yeah, so let me know what you're going to do today and how you're going to spend this day on Earth. All right. This is Ralph Havens, and let's get out there and live. Let's really live. Bye now.